Hello students, this is Nitin Mohod, and through this video we are going to understand the Norton's theorem. First we will see the statement for the theorem. Before that, I want you to have a look to these diagrams where I have shown a single battery source connected with resistances R1 and R2 and across output where generally load resistance RL comes. Here we have kept these terminals A and B open. This is the electrical network given to us, and when it is Nortonized or when Norton theorem is applied to it, the equivalent circuit you can redraw like this, where a single current source, that is IN, and along with it a parallel resistance Rn is connected with A and B kept as it is open. So here this IN stands for the Norton's current or the short circuit current, and Rn stands for the Norton's resistance. So for the statement of the Norton's theorem is concerned, now it will be clear to understand for you from these diagrams that any two-terminal active network, which I have shown earlier here, containing voltage source or sources and resistances, when seen from its output terminals, is equivalent to a constant current source and a parallel resistance, where the constant current source is the equivalent current which would flow in a short circuit path placed across the terminals, here in this case placed across the terminals A and B, and the parallel resistance Rn is the equivalent resistance of the network seen from the terminals A and B by replacing all the voltage source or sources in the circuit by its internal resistances. So we will see it through proof, but before that, alternate statement for the Norton's theorem we will see. An alternate statement for the Norton's theorem can be any complicated network can be replaced by a parallel circuit like this, consisting of an ideal constant current source IN with infinite internal resistance and a resistance Rn. Moving on to the proof for the Norton's theorem. For the proof, we have considered this diagram, and in between A and B we have connected a load resistance RL. To Nortonize the given circuit, remove RL, this is the first step, and put a short across A and B. Hence the circuit will look like. Now putting short means directly connecting point A and point B. So the circuit will look like this. Here we have connected A and B directly, removing this RL. And under these circumstances, the current which will flow from point A to point B because of this battery will be called as the short circuit current, that is ISC, or Norton's current, IN. Now to calculate the value of IN or ISC, here the current starting from positive terminal of the battery enters R1, and after coming here there are two paths, no doubt, but all the current will flow through the short circuit because current always prefers the zero resistance path or minimum resistance path. Here the current is getting zero resistance path since it's a short circuit path, and therefore all the current will flow through short circuit and no current will flow through the path where the resistance exists. And hence the current IN will be the total voltage in the circuit divided by the total resistance existing in the path from positive to negative of the battery. So total resistance existing in the path will be R1 only, R2 will not come in the picture, and therefore IN will be equal to V upon R1. So first parameter we have already calculated here as the Norton's current. Now to find Norton's resistance Rn. Here again the same procedure we'll have to adopt, that is remove RL and replace the voltage source by its internal resistance. Hence the circuit will look like this. Here RL is removed, so these points will be open, and here voltage source was there which we have replaced by its internal resistance. Since it was having no internal resistance or zero internal resistance, we have connected these points directly. and hence the circuit will look like this. Therefore, now calculating the value of Rn from this point A and B, Rn is the Norton's resistance. So for the resistance of this network is concerned, if we start from point A, we will come here. From here we will get two paths. In this path we will have resistance R1, and in this path we will have resistance R2, and they are coming in parallel to each other. Therefore, Rn will be equal to R1 parallel R2. Using the formula for resistances in parallel, we will get R1 parallel R2 is equal to R1 into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Thus, the Norton's equivalent circuit can be redrawn as a constant current source with current IN and a parallel resistance of Rn with point A and B kept open, or you can connect back RL here in between A and B. So this is the proof for the Norton's theorem. Now we will see one problem on it so that the idea will be even more clear. So consider the problem. Find the Norton's equivalent circuit across AB, means these points A and B, for the given network or given circuit. So to Nortonize the circuit, remove RL, that is the resistor connected at the output, that is between point A and B. So we will remove this 10 ohm resistor here. And short circuit the terminals A and B, means we'll have to connect this point A and B directly. Thus the current flowing through the short circuit terminals called as the Norton's current IN. So the circuit will change to this now, because we have removed this 10 ohm resistor and we have connected these points A and B directly, and the current which is flowing through this branch will be called as IN or the ISC, that is short circuit current or Norton's current. To find value of IN, we are to calculate the current flowing from positive terminal of the battery, which will move through 5 ohm resistor up to point C. From point C, the current will be bifurcated in this direction and in this direction. The current we are interested in is the current which is flowing from this point C to point A, then point A to point B, and from point B to the negative terminal of the battery. Here, all the current will not flow through this branch because there is some resistance existing in the branch, and since there is some resistance, here also some resistance is there in this branch, the current will be bifurcated. Some current will flow through this branch and some current will flow through this branch. Now, total current flowing from the 30 volt battery we will calculate. So I total will be equal to 30 volts divided by the total resistance existing in the circuit. So when we are starting from 30 volts, we are going through this 5 ohm resistor and the parallel combination of this 3 and 10 ohm resistor. So I total will be equal to 30 divided by 5 plus 3 parallel 10. So on calculating, I will get 30 divided by 5 plus 30 upon 13, which further on calculating gives 30 divided by 95 divided by 13, that is equal to 390 divided by 95, which ultimately gives me 4.10 amperes. It means the total current starting from the positive terminal of the battery and coming up to point C, that will be 4.10 amperes. Out of this 4.10 amperes, some current will move through this branch and some current will move through this branch, and in total that will be equal to 4.10 ampere. This is the current flowing up to point C, and from point C it is bifurcated towards point A and towards ground. Hence the current flowing towards point A by electrical network formula will be, so we have already seen in the previous videos, to calculate the current flowing through one of the parallel branch of the network. According to it, we will get here IN, that is the current flowing in this parallel branch, equals to the total current entering here at the node, that is 4.10, multiplied by the resistance through which we don't want the current flowing, that is 10 ohm, that is multiplied by 10, divided by this resistor plus this resistor, that is 10 ohm plus 3 ohms. So on calculating, I will get 3.15 ampere. It means out of 4.10 amperes, 3.15 ampere current is flowing through this branch and the remaining current will flow through this branch. So we have calculated the value of IN. Now to find the Norton's resistance Rn. To find the Norton's resistance Rn, this is very similar to the Thevenin's resistance, hence removing RL. So we have removed RL between A and B from the circuit and replacing the voltage source which was existing here by its internal resistance. Again here the internal resistance of the source is considered as 0. So that's why we are connecting these points directly and we are getting the total resistance of the circuit. If we start from point A, we will move to 3 ohm plus parallel combination of 5 plus 10. So Rn will be equal to 3 plus 5 parallel 10. That gives me on calculation this 3 plus 50 upon 15, that is equal to 6.33 ohms. Hence the Norton's equivalent circuit across RL can be redrawn as, so here RL connecting back in the circuit and the Norton's equivalent circuit will be this part, that is the Norton's current or the constant current source with current capacity 3.15 ampere and the Norton's resistance Rn 6.33 ohm. So I hope the idea about the statement of the Norton's theorem, the proof of the Norton's theorem and the problem which we have solved using or applying Norton's theorem to the given network is clear to you. Thank you.